I'm Carol Berber, Mama Carol. I'm not a cook, I'm just a mom who loves to cook for her family. Tortillas are a part of every meal, so I've become an expert at creating innovative meals using our favorite ingredient, mi Rancho tortillas. Today I'm having my girlfriends over and I'm going to make them the best recipe. It's my Mama Opie's the incredible King Enchilada recipe. I'm going to make them with organic corn tortillas. They're our Incredibles. They're half the calories, super thin, and twice the joy. I'm going to make this great recipe for my mother-in-law and I hope you'll enjoy it. So let's start. Over here I have a pan warming up and I'm going to start with a little bit of olive oil and I'm just going to grill some onions. About a half a cup to 3/4 of a cup of onions. And then potatoes. This is a little trick. I don't think most people use potatoes when making ground beef enchiladas. That is the base of your King Enchilada recipe. So you saute that for about 3 minutes, get them all nice and soft, and then you put in your ground beef. Once again, I like lean ground beef for this recipe because I don't like it to have too much juice because we're gonna put a lot of sauce on top, but anything works. And it's gonna be cooking for about 10 minutes or so. I'm gonna brown it up and then I'm gonna add our spices. I always start with a lot of garlic. I just love garlic powder. I then put a lot of chili powder, maybe in a normal taco mixture, cumino, which I always have to have cumin in any type of Mexican food cooking, salt and pepper, and let that cook down a bit. And then you can pour in a salsa, anything you want or nothing at all. I always enjoy putting in green chilies. So I got a can of roasted green chilies. I'm sure if my mother-in-law were still with us today, she would have roasted her own green chilies. So we're starting to brown, take about 10 minutes. So I'm gonna cover this pot. So I'll put this on the back. So what I do is I am going to add a little oil in the pan. It really doesn't even need it, but it's nice for this recipe to have a little olive oil or whatever kind of canola oil you'd like to warm up the enchilada. We're gonna put maybe a teaspoon or so in the pan. You don't want it to get too hot. These are so thin. So here are Incredibles. I like to just put them in really quick. Once again, if they get too hot, they're gonna start turning into a tortilla chip. So that's as much as you need is to get them warmed through. So there's a dozen tortillas in our Incredible pack. They're perfect for this job. So here we go, and let's now move over to create our beautiful King Enchiladas. Our ground beef mixture should be pretty much ready right now. We're gonna start rolling some enchiladas with those Incredibles. Oh yeah, it's absolutely perfect. So we've warmed our tortillas with the olive oil just a little bit, but they're just still so pliable and perfect. So what I do, first of all, before I start making those enchiladas, let's get a little enchilada sauce in the bottom. I use red sauce, I prefer red sauce with a beef mixture, but you can use green, anything works. We're not picky. So you put a good tablespoon or two, maybe a tablespoon and a half in each corn tortilla. Put a little cheese, because everything tastes better with cheese. And then you roll them really nice and snug like that. And this platter is perfect size for about 8. And our last enchilada is about to be created. And that is the end of my enchilada rolling. Look at how beautiful they are. Kind of make them as uniform as you can. Then I take a little more sauce. I don't cover them all the way to the ends. I don't think it needs that much sauce. You can do whatever you want. Once again, I just drizzle it across. And because we can, we're gonna put more cheese on it. I'm gonna bake it at 325 for about 15 minutes covered. Top with onions, another 5 minutes, and serve it to my girlfriends this afternoon. Here we go, the beautiful platter. That's my Mama Opie's the Incredible King Enchiladas. So remember, always cook with pure tortilla joy. So girls, here we have the Incredible Enchiladas. Mama Opie's King Enchiladas. Okay, you're probably gonna get two.
cheesiness,
Oh,
so,
yummy.
yeah.
That'll make you happy. We have a beautiful Mexican Caesar salad with incredible crisps on top. There you go, thank you. Awesome, thank you. And we fried up some beautiful, incredible chips, and they turned out beautiful. Girls, cheers to the incredible meal. Thank you for coming.